You're tuned into Sports from the Hoodwood, the internet's foremost location for the most honest, inspiring insight and opinion on the world of sports. Now, once again, here's the man of the hour, After Hours. Your host, KJ Green.
Rounding third and heading into the home stretch here in the Hoodwood. Let's go into some quick hits real quick. I mentioned last week Jim Kelly about him winning the Jimmy V Perseverance Award at the ESPYs last week. Recent tests just revealed that they're showing he has no cancer. We are really glad here in the Hoodwood to hear that. Jim Kelly has always been a favorite of ours. Glad to see him keeping up the fight. No real big surprise, the Orioles are fire selling their best players to the highest bidder. Buck Showalter will finish the season for the Orioles, but he will likely get canned. I always thought he was overrated as a manager to begin with, but somehow I get the feeling he'll find his way to another managerial job to mess up that organization too. Why do I hear people blast players for wanting to go where they can maximize their earning potential? Yet when teams trade players, it's a business. They should suck it up. DeMar DeRozan is getting blasted for not being happy about getting caught up in the whole Kawhi Leonard mess and has been vocal about him not really being happy about leaving Toronto. How many players you ever hear say they want to stay in Toronto? I have no knock against the city. I've been there before. It's a lovely city. But how many basketball players have you really heard say that they want to stay in Toronto? DeMar DeRozan wanted to, but he was shipped to San Antonio. And does the name Francesco Molinari mean anything to you? Anybody? He won the Open, the British Open, this past Sunday. The first time that an Italian has won at the Open. It was interesting to see how he held off a pack of other contenders, including Tiger Woods. But Francesco Molinari, he might be a next budding international European superstar, having tamed the Lynx in Scotland. Let's look at Phat head slap of the week. I gave them a head slap earlier in the season. So now it's only right that I give them dap now. The Los Angeles Dodgers were stumbling out of the gate and were the first team to have ever won 100 games in one season and then be 10 games under 500 at any point in the next season. Now the boys in blue have turned it around nicely, and now their 43-19 record since May 8th is the NL best, second only to the torrid Red Sox as best in the NL in that time frame. Now give Dave Roberts a lot of credit. He didn't panic when the team stumbled out of the gate. Instead, a steady, calm hand and steered the Dodgers to the top of NL West. Now, this division is a three-team race. The Diamondbacks and Rockies still very much in the hunt, but give fat dap to the Dodgers, who now look even stronger after acquiring former Orioles shortstop Manny Machado at the All-Star break. And they look like they'll be a team that will have to be dealt with as MLB pennant chases heat up. Now, the head slap of the week goes to Julio Jones of the Atlanta Falcons, who wants an extension on his current deal. Many players want extensions on their current deals and make more money, renegotiate for more money. But the Atlanta Falcons have no intention of doing so, since Julio Jones has 3 years to go on his current deal. Falcons have no reason to discuss the deal, so what does Julio Jones do? He's skipping training camp. Now, this isn't the same situation that Le'Veon Bell, the Steelers, is facing. Bell, who has gotten the franchise tag, but from the Steelers, has not signed his contract, so he's not subject to any fines or repercussion for his team for sitting out training camp. Julio Jones is under contract and has been informed by the Falcons that he will be fined $42,000 for every day that he misses in training camp. Not every week, every day. Now I can understand why George would want a better deal, as he's one of the best wideouts in the game. And there are other wideouts who are better, who are making more than him, that are in comparison lesser talent. But this isn't his walk year. He's not being franchised, and he is hurting himself. For this nonsensical holdout, Jones gets the head slap. Now let's move into the final word from the Wood. Paraphrasing the old Jackson Brown tune, in '89, I was 17. When I was 17, I can guarantee you there was a lot of stupid things that I did and said when I was that age. Though likely most of the stupidity had to do with females. But that's neither here nor there. Not so much for Brewers pitcher Josh Hader, who's recently revealed that he made a few graphically racist tweets when he was 17. Now, Hader repudiated his tweets and blamed them on youthful ignorance and where he was raised. Now, having been raised in a multicultural neighborhood, I often struggle to comprehend how someone could view the world in such abhorrent, ignorant language. I think punishing Hader after the fact is redundant and silly. I think people that do things in their youth aren't thinking years later that it will come back to haunt them. Now, Hader did make a stupid comment, or I should say comments. Now, do I blame youthful stupidity? Partially. Do I overlook and forgive? No, not really. But it can be a teaching moment, a real teaching moment, not a lip service teaching moment. But you have to wonder, had this not been exposed, would his feelings still be the same? And the fans that were cheering Hader, why? To show support? I could see when Barry Bonds got a standing O in San Fran after he was dealing with accusations of PED use. It wasn't proven, and the Giants fans tried to show solidarity with their recalcitrant, often churlish star. But this, in comparison to Hader, makes Milwaukee fans who I consider good baseball fans and fairly knowledgeable of the world, look bad. It's a really, really sad comparison and something that doesn't need to be done. And that's the final word from the Wood. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with the music coming up in the background, you know that means your time in the Hoodwood is just about done. Now, thank you so much for your visit and your patronage. Next week, I think we might have some sponsors. There's still stuff that's in this development stage, so watch for that. Now, if you want to send me an email, the email is kjgreen@blackbanditproductions.com. kjgreen@blackbanditproductions.com for show thoughts, ideas, topics, praise, and yes, criticism. I'm not thin-skinned. I can take it. And you can catch the podcast weekly on a number of outlets. On Facebook at Black Bandit Productions and Enterprises, as Spreaker, as well as Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, as Sports from the Hoodwood, and Twitter at KJGreen20. Well, that's it. So until next week from the Hoodwood, fellow sports fans, I'm KJ Green, 30.
Sports from the Hoodwood
is a Black Bandit Productions and Enterprises presentation
of a 551 Audio and Films production.